The New York Yankees are the greatest franchise in sports history. They've won more titles than any other North American team. 27 World Series titles, and here we have 27 tickets from those clinching games. This is absolutely amazing. As a lifelong Yankees fan, I have been to some of these games. However, we have an entire table filled with history of those Yankees. Right here, the very first World Series title, 1923, nearly 100 years ago. I mean, think about that. Babe Ruth, home run. 1927. Babe Ruth hit a home run there too. $5.50, which seems a little pricey for that time. But what's very cool is that even the next year, 1928, Babe Ruth hit a home run there too. The first 3 World Series clinching games, Babe Ruth hit a home run in each of them. And all of that history is on the ticket stubs, which is very cool because, you know, you might see a ticket and not know, like, well, I don't know exactly what happened there, but PSA does a great job of putting on the labels the importance of that game. So let's see here, we have 1947. Well, it doesn't say it here, but 1947, baseball fans know, that was Jackie Robinson's rookie season. They played the Yankees, the Brooklyn Dodgers, in the World Series 6 times. So in total, you have this amazing history of Babe Ruth, Lulgjuraj, Joe DiMaggio, Jackie Robinson, players from not just the Yankees, but across all of baseball. One of my other favorite things about these tickets is actually the artwork. So you look at this, I think, here we go, 1932. This is beautiful. You don't see tickets like that anymore. If you compare it to, say, the last Yankees, hopefully not the last Yankees World Series title, 2009 versus 1932. The artwork is very different. This is way more modern, but this feels like something you would see like out of like an American pop history museum.
Do you think that's the same with like sports cards? Like, was there something of the simplicity of the design of cards and tickets back then versus now it's a little more splashy?
I think it follows the generation of like what's happening at that time. So you can see a ticket and actually, even if you didn't know when it was from, you can date it by its sort of design and the look and the feel of it. And you can see that as it goes from the early years of the tickets to the sort of middle years to then modern tickets. You can see and feel the difference. So while you might prefer something from an earlier time, it actually is really neat because you can see just a timeline of history throughout the tickets, just even based on the design work. Another favorite here, 1977. If you're a baseball fan, you don't have to be a Yankees fan. If you're a baseball fan, you remember this game. Everybody in the Bronx, not just the Yankees, everybody in the Bronx chanting, Reggie, Reggie. 3 home runs in that game, Mr. October. This is a pretty amazing collection here. Here's another really fun one, just based on the design. 1958 World Series. Not a design you're ever gonna see anymore for obvious reasons, but it's just really neat.
In the older tickets, does it list the Yankees on all of them, or the home team the one that's represented on the ticket?
So often they will list both of them. So I will pick up here 1950, and here it says, oh, actually this one does not. It says American League versus National League. Managed to pick up one that wasn't like that. Here we have, this says Yankees on it, Yankees on it. This says Dodgers, so they won at Ebbets Field, so this says Dodgers on it. Earlier ones, though, I think might have had both teams, but I might be making it up. Like this one is Polo Grounds, so like that's very cool too. Like Ebbets Field and the Polo Grounds, they don't even exist anymore. You have tickets to places that aren't even here. So this is really amazing. And the reality is, other than that 2009 ticket, if any of these were at Yankee Stadium, doesn't exist anymore either, because 2009 was the first year of the new stadium. It was actually 1996. It's the first World Series. I remember I cried after the Yankees won. I cried with tears of joy. I was very, very happy, and that was a great game. And I remember being very angry because they were down a lot of runs in that game, and then but I wouldn't give up, even though my family said, you don't have to watch this game anymore. I watched. Thankfully I did. 1998, Padres versus the American League champions. You know who the American League champions are there. Which makes it interesting because if it's a season ticket, that's what this is. The season tickets don't actually list both teams. In this case, it's a Padres season ticket, so they list American League champions, which are the Yankees. 2000 World Series, the Subway Series. That was a fun game. I went to some of those games, but not the clinching game. But I was at, for me, this is an awesome ticket because I was at the 2009 World Series and got to see the Yankees celebrate against the Phillies. And not just on the field, but in the clubhouse as well, with champagne flying everywhere. It was great. So for me, this collection is something that I would adore, and it would never leave my house because to me, you have history, nostalgia, greatness. All of this put together makes this an awesome ticket collection, and especially now when tickets are incredibly hot and it's this new, fun, and fascinating collectible that everybody is sort of clamoring to get. I don't think you get something better than this. And if you want to get this ticket collection, it's available at goldin.co.